Hey TrueBuild members, today we're going to walk you through setting up an account with eCredable. If you haven't heard of eCredable before, they are a pretty unique service. They are a monthly subscription service that essentially reports your monthly fee to all of the major business credit bureaus, and then they also allow you to upload invoices and bills that they will report as additional trade lines on a few of them. So in today's video, we're going to walk you through an account setup as well as how to do the invoice uploads. So we're going to take you over and just give you an overview of what we're covering today. We're going to go through who eCredable is as a company, which we briefly touched on just now, and why they're important for building business credit, some unique things that they offer that other services currently don't. We're going to walk you through how it works, how to sign up and do the invoicing upload that I mentioned, and then just some extra tips and things to remember as you go about setting this up yourself. So let's go over to the portal, and we're just going to show you, as always, we have the details about eCredable, their reporting practices. So importantly, they report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, as well as CreditSafe. So the major three, that is as far as the monthly subscription fee. They report that to all of the major business credit bureaus. And then what's unique about eCredable is they also allow you to upload certain invoices and bills as long as they're in your business name, and they will report those as long as they're in the business name. They will report them to Equifax and CreditSafe as additional trade lines. So this is a really good way if you are needing additional strength on your Equifax report to get a lot of trades that would not otherwise report on there through eCredable. So we're going to walk you through how you're going to do that. So we're going to start with the just basic account setup as far as picking the plan, because they do have two different options that we're going to touch on in a moment. And then we're going to walk through the invoice upload process so you know how to do that. Okay, so just some information about eCredable, and then here a little blurb about them as a company. You can also go, if you click this website link up here, it's going to take you to just the eCredable homepage. Keep in mind they have personal and business services, so make sure you're in eCredable business, and you'll see just kind of some explanation about what the service is so you can get a better understanding. Like I mentioned, they have two different options. So they actually have Business Lift and Lift Plus. There's a price difference. One's about twice as much as the other one per month. The only difference really between the two is that the Lift Plus has just some extra financial features, reporting, things like that, just some metrics about your company's overall financial health. That's really the only difference. Both of them report the monthly subscription fee to the credit bureaus, and then they both allow for that additional invoice uploading. So as far as business credit building, both plans are fine. So if you want to just do the Business Lift, that will perfectly suffice. They essentially do the same thing. Okay, so the account setup, we have all of the detailed instructions listed out here so you can follow along reading that as you're going through the video. We're going to touch on it live now just to show you what all the screens look like, and then we have the written instructions there for you as well. So you're going to click the Go To Application link, and it's going to take you to this page. Now, because setting up eCredable, they do identity verification, which is why they ask for your date of birth and social security number. It doesn't link to your personal credit in any way. It's just for identity verification, and they even have a link explaining that as well. Since those are required, we're going to take you over to some screenshots of a successful registration that we were able to do since we can't show it live. But just know that they do ask for that information for identity verification. And so you do want to make sure, because eCredable does have a relationship with Equifax, you can always check your personal Equifax report to make sure that the information you're inputting on this first slide here matches that, because that's how they do the verification. So you want to make sure that your name is inputted the correct way that it's showing on your personal credit reports, as well as your address. That's important so that you make it past the verification. Sometimes verification can fail for a variety of reasons. It'll usually be because they're not able to link you up and verify your identity with your personal credit report. So you can always go through a free service like Credit Karma to get access to your Equifax report so you can see how your information shows on there and make sure you're inputting it here. One thing that we have actually run into is that for those who have gone through like a recent name change, maybe marriage, whatever the case is, sometimes name changes can cause the verification to fail if your personal credit reports still have your old name. In those cases, you can input your old name here, and the verification sometimes works that way. So just a little tip there to keep in mind if you have had a name change. Okay, we're going to take you back over and go through the slides together here. So here we have that first page that we were just on in our browser. And basically, we're just going to walk through the entire account setup this way. So here you're just going to input all of your personal information like we talked about, create your password, security question, and hit next. And then the next page will be your business information. So make sure this matches the Secretary of State and business credit bureaus that you already have. Business name, industry, all of that, EIN number. Make sure that this is all accurate and hit next. And then this page is just terms and conditions. Read through it, hit I agree, and hit next. And then this is where you're going to pick one of those two options. Like I said, not really any difference between the two as far as business credit reporting. So you can go with whichever one you like. The 1995 does all of the things regarding business credit reporting that the other one does. So we're going to go with the 1995 here. And then we're on the checkout page. So now you're just going to input your payment information, and keep in mind that this is on recurring billing. So make sure you input something here that's not going to fail for the coming months, just to make sure that you don't end up like losing the trade line. So go ahead and complete the payment information and hit subscribe. And then this is where it's going to take us to our dashboard, where we can then begin linking our invoices and bills. So yours will look similar to this. You'll probably see this eCredable one as a linked account because you did the subscription through eCredable. However, you're not going to see this Cox Business one yet unless you have Cox Business in your business name. Then you can add it, but this is an example of what it will look like, and it'll have all the linked accounts listed there. So the way that you do this, like we talked about, the bills and invoices that you link through eCredable, they need to be in your business name for them to report to Equifax and CreditSafe. So that's important. Make sure before you start linking accounts that they are in fact in your company's name, have the same information, things like that, address and all of that. So we're going to walk you through how to do that. So you're going to click this Link New Account button up here in the corner. It's going to pop up in the screen just letting you know that accounts that are established in the name of the business will report to Equifax and CreditSafe, while those in the business owner's personal name only CreditSafe. So you're going to pick, depending, it's really only worth it for you to do the ones that report to both Equifax and CreditSafe. So make sure that it's invoices and bills in the business name. So you're going to select the option here, depending on that, and then you're going to hit this box saying, I attest this account is used in the operation of my business, and hit next. Now, this is pretty neat. So one of the things that you can use this account for, at this point, you would have already gone through layer 1. So you probably did Uline and Quill and Granger and all of those. So Uline, you can actually select Uline as an option to link. And then you can, because as you know, Uline does not report to Equifax. They report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. So through eCredable, you can get a trade line for Uline to reflect on your Equifax report. So, but that's just one example. Like they state here, they have over 3,000 different connections. So you'll hit this drop-down menu and they'll be alphabetized, and obviously 3,000 is a lot to go through. So you should just start typing out the vendor that you want to see if it's in their network, and then you can select it from the ones that result. Uline's in here, Quill's in here. If you did purchases with a lot of the layer 1 vendors, make sure to search them in here. And you can get additional Equifax reporting for purchases that you already did, because they will go back and report the last 24 months of payment history. So that is very useful. Now, if you type in a vendor and it doesn't come up in that search, they do have the option to do a manual verification. So if you hit this link, it'll have you just manually input all the information. And the account number. Now, there could be additional costs associated with doing it the manual way, so we recommend just using vendors that are able to be automatically linked. And also another one, if you happened to get your business phone through RingCentral in a previous step earlier on in the program, they are actually another one that you can link as well. So you can link a lot of purchases that you've already done at this point in the program to your eCredable account and get Equifax reporting for them. So that's pretty unique feature that currently eCredable is the only company that does this. So go ahead and select your providers, hit next, and then it's going to have you, basically it's sort of like a Plaid integration if you've used Plaid before, where it has you link a bank account and it just has you log in to the bank account. That's essentially what this is. It's having you log into the Uline account. So whatever vendor you're linking to eCredable, you'll use the login credentials for that account, put them here, and then you're going to hit link account, and then it's going to take it from there. When you do it the automated way, really small amount of work on your end. You're essentially just picking the vendor, logging into that account, and they handle it from there. So this is the steps that the linking will go through. These are 3 different pages. These didn't all show up at once. It went through these in about a minute. It's really quick. So basically they just turned an orange box on that home page where we had our linked accounts listed, verifying credentials. Within about a minute, it went through all 3 of these steps. So then once it turns green and it says linked, you know that you're good to go. And then they'll take it from there. And then you'll see down here, it says reporting to Equifax and CreditSafe. That is where you'll see the trade lines show up. So definitely, just be on the lookout for your trades to show on Equifax within about 30 to 45 days, like per usual. And so it's pretty easy to use. Once you know how to link accounts, you're essentially just putting in the account, logging into it, hitting link, and they take it from there. As soon as it turns green, you know that you're good to go. If there's any errors with the linking, they'll let you know. It'll turn red, but that's not common. So, and the linking, like I said, it takes about a minute. It's really quick. So that's essentially how you link all your accounts, and you can do that with all of your accounts that are in your business name. So any invoices, any bills, for a lot of like the Net 30 accounts that you've made purchases with, work with this. Your business internet, if you have your internet bill in your business name, your phone, all sorts of things you can link through this, even utilities. So any bills that you have in the business name, you can link through eCredable pretty much, as long as they have a connection established. So that's how to do that. Now just some things to remember as you go about setting up this account yourself. Both account options that we talked about in the beginning, the two different ones, they both report and they both allow for the adding of invoices. So no difference there. Only invoices and bills that are in the business name report to Equifax, so make sure that you're not inputting personal bills into this. And then the social security number and date of birth are needed for verification. Double check your Equifax report if you're able to, just to make sure you put the information in correctly. If you get a verification error, it could be from that. And then the last thing that we do want to emphasize, so do make sure that the invoices and bills that you are connecting to your eCredable account, make sure they're accounts that you've paid on time consistently for the last 24 months. Because like I said, they pull in the data for reporting up to the last 24 months. So if you ever paid that bill late within that time period, a lot of people pay their, phone bills late and things like that, even by just a day or two, that can actually end up with a late pay on your credit reports. And so we don't want that. So just make sure that you have paid all of the bills and invoices for whatever accounts you link consistently on time within the last 24 months, and you should be good to go. So as soon as you set up this account, go ahead and link your invoices and bills if you choose to do that for extra Equifax reporting. Happy reporting, and we'll see you in the next video.